If you're looking for cheap, safe, and reliable MT, make sure you go check out my new sponsor, safembamt.com. Use code JC2K for 5% off and go build that God Squad you always wanted. Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. And I wasn't going to make this video, but it has been highly requested, so I am going to make this video and try to show y'all how to complete this Cam Reddish Spotlight Zone challenge as easily as possible. I want to preface this before we hop into the video. This may not get it done first time for you. It worked first time for me. I've completed this challenge the first time that I did it. But that being said, I hope this video will help you out, and I think it'll make it a lot easier for you to be able to complete this Cam Reddish challenge. This should work, I do believe, on next gen or current gen. I think it'll be easier on next gen. I'm going to show y'all on next gen specifically, and I do recommend doing this challenge on next gen if you haven't. But I will also hop into a game on current gen briefly to show y'all that y'all can do the same thing on current gen as well. So the first thing that I want to point out about this challenge, as y'all can see, it's on 5 minutes, and obviously you have to prevent an opposing player. That opposing player is Kobe, from scoring 10 points. He has to score less than 10 points in a whole Hall of Fame 5-minute quarter game. So this is not easy at all. But the way that I do this, the first thing that I want to show y'all is the team that I'm using. I'm using David Wesley. Ignore him. He's basically just a point guard who's good on offense. He's really got encouraging. He's solid on next gen as well. But the rest of my team, Hamidou Diallo, he's got decent size. He's not huge at the small forward at the shooting guard position, but he has clamps, heart crusher, intimidator, progo stick, tireless defender, trapper. He's got defensive badges like that. Jonathan Isaac, same thing. He's 6'11" at the small forward position. He's got pick dodger, pickpocket, clamps, defense leader, interceptor, intimidator, etc. You see, he's got a bunch of those good defensive badges. Same thing with Steve Novak. Again, he's got pick dodger, clamps, interceptor, intimidator. He's got these defensive badges. So having these wings with defensive badges is huge because one of these guys is going to be guarding Kobe pretty much at all times. So that's the first thing that I want to make clear. You don't have to use these specific players. In fact, there are probably better players to use that are rubies or below. But for me personally, these are just cards that I had in my collection who are really good defensive players who I used to complete this challenge successfully. But yeah, one more thing before we hop into it, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. If this method helps you out, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're like just a little bit over 200 subscribers away from the 2,000 mark. Been growing really well, and I really appreciate the recent support on the videos. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop into a game, and I will show y'all what else I recommend doing to help complete this Cam Reddish challenge. First thing to do before we even go into the game, you're going to want to go to defensive settings, put on whatever your normal defensive settings are. For me, I have a video up on my settings. Point being, I'm just going to put on my settings. But after you put on your settings, you want to go over specifically the settings for Kobe Bryant, and you want to put the drive help rules. Basically, every single defensive setting you want to add to where it gives attention to Kobe. For example, you want to put drive help on that. You want to look for double team options, and like right here, where are my double team options? Double team perimeter. You want to put on catch. So as soon as they catch the ball in the perimeter, they get doubled automatically. And then you want to put double team post. Same thing. You want to put it on catch. So that as soon as they catch the ball, they're getting double teamed no matter where they are on the court. And then you also just obviously, like I did, you want to put that help and no rotation, so when they drive, hopefully the help defender will help and potentially help you get a stop on that area as well. The other thing that I'm going to recommend doing on the defensive end of the court specifically, which I will show y'all in game, is I would recommend helping off of one of the Michael Davises, these cards that are not good. These just bronze, basically trash can cards. They're not going to shoot the ball unless it's late in the shot clock. So let me score here real quick, and then I will show y'all what I didn't score there, but let's see if we can get a bucket. There we go. Get a bucket. Scoring really is not hard against the bronzes, in all honesty, but you see, I'm automatically shading towards Kobe every single play. I'm going to be shading intentionally towards Kobe with two defenders to try to prevent the ball from being in Kobe's hands at all times. And see, there we go. I get a jump ball. That's kind of a lucky animation, but every single possession you want to just shade towards Kobe defensively to intentionally try to prevent the ball from getting his hands. And then as soon as the ball is in his hands, manually double team. Hopefully the settings let you double team as well, and you can basically prevent the ball from being scored by Kobe as much as possible, and basically make the bronzes beat you. They're not going to beat you, and just keep the ball out of Kobe's hands. And then offensively, I'm not a next gen player, I'll be completely honest, but even as a non-next gen player, it should not be too hard to score on these bronzes. As I say, that almost turned it over, but definitely should be able to just score pretty easily in the post against the bronzes on current gen, just by speed glitching, all that. You definitely should be able to get easy buckets. But then come back on defense immediately. You notice I'm shading towards Kobe, trying to prevent the ball, and you can actually send double teams at the same time while you're shading away from Kobe. Like, you see how I'm going to send a double team here with Jonathan Isaac by pressing LB and then holding X, and send double teams and then try to guard Kobe specifically. See, I got a double team, force the ball out of his hands, make one of the bronzes beat you. Now, in this situation, if he hits that, you kind of have to live. There are certain things you will have to live with this shot. He will occasionally score, but your goal is to basically keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible and then attack the bronzes on the other end of the court. And on next gen, you're going to score pretty easily on them. On current gen, you should be able to get blow-bys pretty easily as well, just by 5-outing and using the speed glitch, which I will go over briefly. As y'all can see, again, I'm doubling Kobe immediately on the catch. They throw it to a bronze. I'm bringing another defender over to show help towards Kobe. I'm helping off. I'm bringing another defender again. And then, wow, I got unlucky there. He just literally just ran past me. But that was good defense again. I prevent Kobe from scoring. The other bronzes are not going to beat you, in all honesty. One other thing that I've forgotten to mention on the offensive end of the court. Take your time. I have not done a good job of that so far, but just stand here until there's 7 seconds left in the shot clock. Every single offensive possession, take your time. Score late in the possession. You don't have to win by a certain amount. You just have to win. So take your time and make sure you're taking good, smart shots, but also being patient and using the clock as much as possible, because the more clock you use, the less opportunities there will be for Kobe to score. See, I'm manually sending a double team there. They call a timeout, but I'm always sending bodies at Kobe and forcing the bronzes to beat me. And that's really the main strategy of this method, basically. And I will report back to y'all at the end of the first quarter just to show y'all how effective it's been in stopping Kobe. So as y'all can see at the end of the first quarter, checking out the box score, we did wind up, obviously I got a significant lead already up 18-10. Winning the game is not a struggle on either console, in my opinion. It's really the defense, and they did score 5 points with this 97 Michael Davis. So you're going to want to pay attention to basically the bronzes, making sure that they don't score. If a certain bronze starts to play well, then don't double off of that bronze specifically. But Kobe only had 2 points. He had 1 of 2. And at that pace, he's only going to score 8 points, which is going to get you the stop. And the only reason he scored is because I had a lax, as y'all can actually see in the highlights that's showing. I think if it'll pop back up anyway, I don't know, but point being, he shouldn't have scored in the first place. I accidentally late shot clock gave up a bucket, and you're going to let him score occasionally, but at that pace of 2 points a quarter, and honestly he really shouldn't have scored all that quarter, it is very, very easy to prevent him from scoring 10 points in a game. So as y'all can see, I do think this is very, very simple on next gen specifically, and now I'm going to hop over to current gen and show y'all how this strategy is basically the same on current gen as well. As y'all can see, same exact team on current gen, using the same players. You can use a 10-man deep roster if you want. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Put in your same defensive settings, whatever they are, in-game. I have a video up on my defensive settings, again, if y'all want them. And then in terms of defensive settings on Kobe specifically, you just want to scroll down to the double team. You want to put it on catch. Put it on catch for the post. And then you want to put the help rules on help and no rotation, so the defense is helping down on them automatically if they try to drive. And then on offense, set your freelance. I mean, on next gen, I do recommend setting your freelance on low, but I think scoring is so easy on next gen against the bronzes that you don't even really need to do it. On current gen, I do definitely set my freelance so that I can 5-out, which again, just go to freelance, click Hawks at 2018, and then activate it in game. But y'all will see on defense immediately. It's the same strategy. I see that bronze is playing the way they are, so I'm trying to prevent the ball from being in Kobe's hands automatically. Make them beat me with the bronzes. I will live with that. They drew a foul there, but that's even that. That easily could have been a stop. They're very, very hesitant, the bronzes are, and you just want to keep the ball out of Kobe's hands at all times. You can always adjust to guarding the bronzes if you need to prevent them from scoring as well, but they're not typically going to be too much of an issue. They're not going to score repetitively enough for it to be an issue. On offense, you literally just want to set your freelance as the Hawks 2018 freelance and then space the floor and then either hit your roll man, or just run your 5-out and speed glitch around the defender or whatever. Attack every player except for Kobe, because Kobe obviously is going to get a ton more stops. It's on Hall of Fame, and he's an invincible card. But as y'all can see, it's literally the same strategy. Every single possession, I'm keeping the ball away from Kobe, letting the bronzes beat me. There's a guy in the corner. They're not going to shoot with the guy in the corner, so I'm going to see. That's a terrible take. If that goes in, you're kind of going to live with it. And another thing that I would keep not doing right now, but I did do earlier when I was sweating this out. Take your time. Again, wait till there's 7 seconds left on the clock. Waste as much time as possible. And then call your spacing. Get your 5-out and speed glitch around them. It's really pretty simple, actually. As y'all can see, I get an easy bucket every single possession. It's not hard. And then guarding Kobe. Send your double team immediately. Get the ball out of his hands. Get the ball out of Kobe's hands. Prevent him from getting any sort of open look. Sending bodies at him every possession. Making the bronzes beat you. and they're currently beating me. But they only have 2 points each. It's going to happen. They're not going to score consistently throughout the game. I know they've scored a few times, but as I say, they're not going to score consistently. And also the thing is, you may not beat this on the first try. If you don't beat this on the first try, that's okay. It will happen. I beat it on the first try. I think you will beat it on one of your first couple tries, and you very well may beat it on the first try. But if you don't get discouraged. It may take you till a second try to beat this challenge. Like, I didn't get a good look there, but I'm still going to score consistently. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, again, just find Kobe, prevent him from getting the ball. Every single possession. I'm sending 2 bodies at Kobe, and then there we go. Exactly. I get a stop there. I'm out in transition. I can take my bucket here if I want, but I want to waste time, so I'm going to space the floor. I'm going to call my spacing, and I'm going to wait till there's about 7 or 8 seconds left on the shot clock, and then I'll do the same thing. I'm going to space the floor. I'm in my 5 out. I'm going to blow by with the speed glitch, and I'm going to get myself a dunk or a layup pretty much every single possession. Occasionally, the Bronzes will play good defense, but for the large majority of the time, they won't. And then if they're inballing the ball to Kobe, just send a double at Kobe. Get the ball out of his hands. If they drive to the rim with these cards, you're gonna live with it because you're gonna get stops more often than not. Again, you see, I'm getting a stop there with Wendell Carter. He's good enough as a big that he can get a stop on that, pretty darn consistently. And then same thing on offense, every single possession. Again, it's really, really kind of just a basic cycle. You want to do the same thing every single time, and as long as you do that, you should pretty much have success almost every single time that you do it. But yeah, I will check in again with y'all at the end of the first quarter to show y'all the progress that I've made and how it is very possible to complete this challenge, even on current gen. As y'all can see, again, we complete the first quarter, and the score is they have 4 points. Kobe has not even gotten a shot up because we've prevented him from getting the ball the whole time. Their leading scorer has 4 points, so you'd want to make sure that David Miller, who's number 98, you'd want to make sure that you're not doubling off of him specifically. Just you would want to be on the lookout for that. But again, don't worry too much about the Bronzes. They will very rarely beat you and score double digits in general. So just focus on preventing Kobe from getting shots up. In that quarter specifically, we saw that he literally didn't get up any shots. And as long as you're focused on preventing Kobe from getting shots up consistently, you will have success on both gens, beating this challenge, I believe, with relative ease. But yeah, let's hop back into the main menu and review this method. As y'all could hopefully see through those 2 quarters that I showed you, one on next gen, one on current gen, this challenge is very beatable no matter where you play on. You just have to be smart about it. Make sure you're double teaming Kobe consistently. You'll get jump ball animations out of it, force the ball out of his hands, prevent him from getting shots, even double team when he doesn't have the ball by usering on top of him to prevent him to deny him the ball in general. Just prevent Kobe from getting the ball, and your team will get you stops consistently. And then just make sure you're scoring and being patient on offense on the other end of the court. Because as long as you can do those few simple things, you're going to have success with this challenge. It's really not that hard, and you're going to get one of the best cards in the game in Tjayerrday if you do that. So I 100% recommend making sure to focus on using this method properly, and because I think if you use this method, you will have success and you'll get Tjayerrday very, very quickly. And obviously that's what a lot of y'all want to do. But if this video did help you out, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you did enjoy, also make sure to subscribe. Just help us push towards the 2,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I really appreciate all the recent support, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.